Okay. Hi. Welcome back to Orchid Box and painting with me. I'm just gonna shift the camera because I think I prematurely went live. Okay. My setup needs work, but I'm gonna be painting today. You know, I did the first, I guess, Seascape live last week, and I enjoyed that so much that I'm back again. Gonna try another one. So let me take out my brushes. Okay. I'm gonna choose, this is a favorite of mine. And this one is also a favorite. You can see how worn they are. I've had these brushes for years. All right, so those are the three I'm gonna choose for now, and let me just put these aside. Okay. Also, this is my Jello Mission Gold palette that I hand poured myself, made my swatches, which is always a good thing to do. And yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a very intense but goopy type of paint, and that goes there. I have pencils, but I don't tend to sketch before I paint, but nevertheless. All right, so you could paint along with me, or you could just watch. Now this is my journal. It's a very small watercolor journal that I got at a pharmacy here in Jamaica. Okay, so this is, I've only done 2 in it so far, but here now is, we're gonna try to do this scene today. Okay, so new page, watercolors on hand, and I need to clip this. All right, so alright, so let's clip our pages so that it doesn't fly up when it gets wet, and then now we can start. Alright, so thanks for joining me on your Sunday evening. Alright, our 3 brushes. I am gonna go in maybe with this one, this medium one. Oh, I forgot I don't have paper towels. Okay, you need your paper towels so that you can dab your brush. All right, okay, now we're good to go. All right, pop that hair and let us give this a go. All right, so this is a kind of like very gray, bluey horizon that we're seeing. I'm hoping you can see that. Yeah. All right, so let's mix our colors. All right, I like this cobalt blue. It's always a very nice, like, soft type of blue. Okay, I think that's fine. And let us put in our horizon line. Okay, so that just gives you an anchor for everything. Right, now we have like a bush on the side, like a vegetation right here. Just gonna use a pale bit of green just to sketch that in. All right, I know that that comes up here. It comes down a little bit further than the horizon line, and then there's like a beach area, I think is what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay, here. All right, now at this point it's always like it looks like nothing. It actually looks like nothing, but the last one I did, it really it really progressed to a point that I liked, and I'm gonna try to make it like simpler today, like a simpler drawing. So okay, bigger brush, and now I want, there's a kind of yellowy undertone to this aqua, so that's what I'm gonna try to put in now. This is, I think, a lemon yellow. Okay, that's pretty, isn't it? That color. And maybe some yellow ochre. Okay, I think you have to be bold with your colors when you're doing watercolor. You can either be very pale or you can either be very bold. Now, I know that this looks mad. Like, how could you have yellow under a blue sea? But I'm going for it. I'm going for a little kind of experiment here. And what this really relies on is for the watercolors to be dry, so that when you put the top layer, it doesn't mix. All right, so we can go straight in now. Let that dry. Sky. There's this ultramarine violet that Magello makes, which is really beautiful, and that's what I'm going to use up here. So far this is actually very mad looking. And because I want everything to have like a similar tone, I'm gonna let that go behind into that tree. Okay, all right, so we have a base for things. Now I think we might have some dryness. Okay, a little bit dry. Let's mix our color for this area here. All right. No, there's a color that's perfect for that area. It's cobalt violet. Sorry, cobalt turquoise. Cobalt turquoise. And it's really a favorite when I'm painting seascapes. Right, you can see that that's like a very good match. Alright, so this is my plan, is to put the shapes in and then do a glaze over the top. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to put, or I'm really trying to echo that like streakiness that's in the water. more cobalt. I need a little bit more cobalt turquoise. Keep my brush fairly dry so that I don't pull up too much of that yellow that's underneath. Okay. And okay. Now we have like an area of gray that's here, like a pale blue. All right, let's see what we can do to make that happen. All right, we have ultramarine. And a little bit of this ultramarine violet. And I'm gonna pull that through. Right now I don't want them to touch because I don't want them to bleed all over the surface, okay? And I'm putting the base for that bit of reflection here. Which is a kind of like gray color. All right, and okay, our sky is dry now. It's just like managing where it's dry, the way that I approach painting on the spot or on the fly in these small books. Okay, there's some patches of let me pull this up actually so you can see it. All right, yeah. So there's some like bits of blue up here, like deeper blue. So I am also gonna go in with this kind of hazy, I think this is actually cobalt, you know, like cobalt blue, not ultramarine. All right, so let's haze that out some more. And ultramarine violet in. Okay, that is a nice blue. Like, look at that. Okay, so let's see where we can get with that. Okay, I like that color. And it goes like all the way over. And something that's a little bit more blue underneath. Right, so it becomes kind of like more turquoisey on the edge. So, okay, let's get, oh, we do have this. This is a very like strong blue. Yeah, that's nice. Now I know that this is going to be very strong. Okay. Actually, it didn't turn out to be that strong. Okay. Yeah, okay, that I like how that color is sitting. I'm gonna add some cobalt turquoise. There's a line of cobalt turquoise, or turquoise I should say, right here. Let's check that that's dry. Okay, it may not be as bright as that, so I'm just gonna leave that. And there are some other patches of blue over here. So, okay, this is still drying, but the thing I love about like the water is like you get to do like these interesting marks. Okay. That's like most of the fun of water. Now you have these shapes, but some of them have other colors in them, right? So this type of gray blue is what I'm gonna use to also layer on top. Okay, that was cobalt turquoise. Sorry, cobalt blue and ultramarine violet. Alright, so there's some here. Okay, you know right now I should be changing my brush, but I don't know, it's too much fun to keep going. The blue on that horizon line is a bit stronger, so I'm gonna get maybe this blue. This might be Prussian blue. Alright, so let me go in and deepen that. Maybe even some of that phthalo blue. Okay, it needs a bit more. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we are gonna, I think some of this is dry, so I'm gonna layer on top of that as well. With our cobalt and ultramarine violets mix. As you're painting, like you'll get to know the colors and you'll know exactly what color gives you what effect. And what names there are. Okay, so think I have something here. Okay. And like clearly I am not following like reality strictly. I'm just taking what's here as a suggestion because the format is different. Yeah. And there's something about painting where when you're painting, you do have certain liberties to how to express something, right? Y'all should let me know in the comments if you prefer me talking or just like being quiet, because I can do both. All right, and there's like a nice purpley type of thing happening here. Okay, maybe I need a bit of a more deep purple. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave that to dry for a bit, and I am going to put some attention here on the vegetation. Okay, and so this has a green base. I had some green on my palette from before, which I didn't wash off. I'm just gonna mix these two to create like the base. I like to start off with like a vibrant color. And then go over it with the deeper color so that there's some kind of life. I love that color. It looks really good right there. Okay. So that has to dry a little bit, but so now what I'm gonna do now is put some attention to right here, which is the reflection of the vegetation. Okay, and so that is a kind of not ultramarine, it's a kind of deep marine green type of color. And I think this is, yeah, Prussian blue. And I'm gonna add some of this, what looks like maybe a Prussian green type of color. Yeah, I'm just dabbing. Okay, all right, so let's see. Okay, it starts about here. That is too light. Okay. I think it needs actually some green, some more green in it. Okay, this is too green, right? But we can go on top with something darker, like or Prussian blue. More Prussian blue. adding just a little bit of a brown color. Yeah, okay. Alright, so now I want to do like the trunks or the tree trunks, the barks of the vegetation. Okay, this brown was nice. That was a very deep brown. Actually, that's black. Okay, that is black. Let us grab some brown, a little bit of green, and there's some black in that. Okay. Alright, so let's look at the vegetation. Now, I know that these trees, these trunks look a little bit dark, but remember that they're going to be darkened. The bush is going to be darkened. Okay. So now that has to dry. I'm going to try to go in on top with like a deeper green now. Okay. Okay, so you can just like cover it up because you can see like up there is quite a heavy green while still leaving some of the bright green to shine through, because I think that's what makes it like lively. All right, we have to leave that to dry. We're gonna go back and add more color, but what we can do now is on the horizon here there's some vessels, maybe like shipping vessels, right? All right, so I'm gonna try to get a smaller brush and this purpley color. Okay. Right here is where I think that vessel would be, so I'm gonna try to map out a shape of it. Okay, so just a slightly lighter wash. There's also I think there's another ship here. Okay, and I think my sky, am I happy with the sky? Okay. This is a very quick sketch today. But okay, there's a shore, and the shore has a bit of pinkness. My favorite color for beach is this blue. How did I say blue? This orangey color. Okay. I think it's specific to Magello. It gives this really like, I don't know, like glowy type of feel, and actually is a really good color to use for things that you want to glow. Okay, it may be a bit too orange, but we can pull that back with like another layer on top. Okay, I feel like I need more shapes on top here, and also some more contrast there. So let's go in with that first, the contrasting colors, or yeah, add more contrast is what I'm trying to say. And that was, or like black, a burnt umber type of color, and some green. All right, there's some shadowy colors on the beach, and it has like a, okay, that's become green, maybe yellow ochre. Okay. Alright, I'm very afraid of overworking this. This is meant to be a quick sketch. But maybe in certain areas I can deepen that color. Okay. This is the type of thing that you should, like, you could paint it quickly in, how long are we going now? Like half hour? Yeah. Just to give you an idea before you start painting, if you want to do a bigger one, normally this is like, you could do variations of this, like you could do 5 of these, at least that's, you know, like that's my art school background, is we would do like many studies before we do the larger painting, so we kind of understand how we want to paint something, and we've processed and learned what we need to learn. All right, but okay, I don't want to overwork it. This would be like the first of many studies. Now this vegetation needs to be darker. All right, let's go in here with that darker. more vivid as well. Okay, and then the tree trunks maybe also need to be deepened up a bit. Okay. All right, so this is our quick sketch today. I hope that you were painting along, or if not, just enjoying it. And let me know what you think. Yeah, what would you do? What moves would you make? And currently, I'm looking at this coast. This is a place I've been to. This is Lime Cay in Jamaica, but there are other places around the world, and I'm going to be looking for different types of photos that I can paint from. Yeah, okay. Maybe some of them are not, they're not all seascapes. Maybe they will be landscapes. Yeah. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave this as is, and we try again to keep, as we keep learning to grow and paint here. All right, if you like this video, please do leave a like, and of course subscribe. I love to see you on another video live stream. All right, take care. Bye.